everybody? It's Kiki
and Ray,
and we are
Team Reese.
We are Team Reese, and today we are here with something a little bit different. We are doing the Heart to Heart Challenge created by Keeping Up with the Griffins. We actually were not tagged in the challenge. However, we were just chatting it up in the comments with the Griffins like we always do, and they were like, man, y'all should really do it. And we were like, you know what, let's do it. It's Valentine's Day week. Look, you kicking the camera. I know y'all saw the camera shake. It's Valentine's Day week. It's love week. Why not do the Heart to Heart Challenge? We thought it would be a cool idea. We've been having so much fun getting to know a lot of the couples that were tagged. So we thought, you know what, let's go ahead and do it ourselves. Get to know us a little bit better.
Just a little bit.
Little bit better. So, without further ado, I'm gonna kick it off with the first question. How long have you been together?
Forever.
Wait a minute. No, you didn't. It feels like it was only yesterday. No, we've been together, let's see, this year will be our 10th year of marriage in September, and we started dating like 6 years before that. 2007 we started dating, so 17, 18, 19, 15-ish years. Yeah, somewhere around 15 years we've been since we started dating. Yeah, we started dating in March of 2007.
Yep.
So, the next question. How did you meet? How did we meet, Ray?
We met in our mother's womb.
No, wait a minute. That was scary.
Her mom saw my mom, and her mom's belly leaped.
What?
With excitement.
We met in middle school. This fool. We met in middle school, y'all, at Tylerton Middle School in Gary, Indiana. Where was your first date? I remember. You remember? We went bowling for our first date. We went bowling. I don't even know if you would call it a date. Jazz was with us.
Which bowling alley was that?
Nah, don't be asking me all the questions.
No.
We went bowling. The important part is that we went bowling. So, next question. What is one of the most memorable moments from when you first started dating?
First started dating? Vegan tacos.
Y'all, I made Ray, like before, when we were in the process of being set up, Ray couldn't come to this party that I thought that he was going to be at, and so I made him this big to-go plate and sent it home with his mom because his mom was at the party, and yeah, it was all kinds of taco. It was taco night, and I sent all the lettuce and the cheese and the beans and tomatoes and all this stuff. Now I know he don't even eat all that stuff, but I sent all of that stuff, y'all. I left the meat out of the package. Ray had a big old bag of taco tortilla shells and lettuce and tomato. And
I think I ate it still.
I'm sure you did. But yeah, that was a pretty memorable moment because I felt ridiculous.
It's okay. She made up for it.
I made up for it. I love you.
I know.
What is my most memorable moment of when we first started dating? My most memorable moment from when we first started dating. The date nights, I think. Like, we used to have a lot of date nights in Chicago. We would always drive to Chicago. If you don't know, if you've been following us for a while, you know that we live like 40 minutes away from Chicago, so we're there often. But back then, we were there like every weekend. We always had something to do in Chicago. Date nights, dinner nights, what's the place with the Ferris wheel, Navy Pier, we would go to all the time. We did all of these big fancy dates in Chicago. So those are some of my best memories.
Yeah.
Who said I love you first? Yeah, it was me. Guilty. I love him. It wasn't long after that he said it back though.
It took me 2 years.
It didn't take him no 2 years. Cut it out. I would not have stuck around for no 2 years. Wait for you to say I love you after I said it first.
2 years ago, he still ain't said nothing.
I guarantee.
The unmitigated
if
gall.
It was 2 weeks, I'm sure I was going off already. All right, number 6. When was the moment you knew you were in love?
For me is I can't really tell you the exact moment, but I can tell you is that when I realized she loved me for Kiki loved me for me, and realized it wasn't because of money, because that wasn't really there. I had a job, but I really didn't have the money. But she loved me for me, and she enjoyed me. So I think that's when I realized it.
I knew I was in love when I was in love with Ray, but I was really falling in love with who he was in Christ. And I could just see us building this relationship off of our love for the Lord and just really loving one another with that same love and just building on everything that God has blessed us with. I knew, God had already told me this was going to be my husband, but I had started to really fall in love with him for myself when I saw just how much he loved the Lord, how faithful he was to his work in ministry, and just how faithful he was to God. So that's my answer. What's the next question? What is your definition of love?
My definition of love would be just that lasts through the years, lasts through the moments, lasts through the times. Understand that issues arise, but love is still there. That things happen, but love is still there. That things occur, but love is still there. That's my definition of love, is that in spite of it all, love can conquer what's going on if you want it to. You gotta want it to be better. You gotta want it to be strong. You gotta want it to be there. If you want it, then you can have all the love you want. That's my definition.
All right now, preach, sir. My definition of love is trust, communication, honor. Trust, communication, and honor are the biggest things to me. In love, there has to be trust, because I would have a hard time loving someone that I couldn't trust. And communication has been big for us. We're not perfect. We have had struggles in our marriage. We're not even gonna beat around the bush with it. We've had struggles in our marriage just like anyone else would have, but because we are good at communicating those issues that we have, you can't sit around and start resenting someone for something when you ain't never told them that it's a problem for you. So that, I think communication is huge. I think we've gotten a lot better at that over the years. And then just honoring our marriage and not doing anything that would hurt our marriage. Honoring him as my husband, him honoring me as his wife.
And fellas, brothers, if you guys are listening, please do that. Listen. Sometimes I have to learn over the years, because I like to fix things. I'm a fixer. Not with my hands too much, because these don't work. These work well, but not with fixing stuff around the house. But I'm a fixer, and I often catch myself giving my opinion, but I've learned over the years to listen more. And I've been able to fix just by listening. So if you just willing to have a listening ear, even you don't even know, you might not know what your wife is talking about, or you might not know what your husband is talking about, but just be like, okay, just listen. And then they ask you for your opinion, or you think you want to say something, you go forward with then. But I would just say you gotta definitely listen though.
Yeah. And listen with the intent to understand, and not listen with the intent to come back at it.
Yeah.
Like that. That's big too, because people sit there and they look at you like they listening, and all they thinking about is what they about to say when your mouth stop moving. So yes, listening is huge. Next question: what are your favorite qualities about each other?
For me, I love that Kiki is very loving. My favorite qualities are, that Kiki is very loving. Kiki is Christ-centered. She is very focused. Very focused. Very focused. Very focused. And she can sing. S-S-A-N-G. Excuse if you are an English teacher, I apologize in advance. but she can sing.
I do all right.
She can sing.
I do all right. My favorite qualities about Ray. I love that Ray's mind. The way Ray's mind works is crazy to me. Like, I admire it so much because I'm cool with working, and I'll go to work for somebody else and, hey, tell me what to do and I'll do it and get the day done and make my paycheck and go home. Ray's mind doesn't work like that. Ray is always thinking about how can he change something, what can he do different, how can he take a certain situation and make money from it. Ray got the hustle mentality real good, and just all the different things that Ray has been able to do over the years because of his mindset. I mean, the DJing and custom clothing and just all kinds of stuff. Now the book, Ray wrote a book last year that was published. Just Ray's mind is always moving, and I admire him for that. I also love that Ray know how to have a good time and just have fun. He loves to travel, and don't let nobody tell you that Christian couples can't have a good time. Listen, we have fun, okay? Good, clean fun, and it's a good time for us. So I love that about Ray, that he's willing to just step out of the box and do things different, have a good time.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome, boo. Let's see. Question number 9. Who is more organized? Me, all day. We ain't even got to expound on that. Definitely me.
Yeah.
Number 10. If your home was on fire and everyone was outside, what item would your partner go back in and save? What do you think I would go in and save? Or you want me to go first?
I don't know what you would go back in and say, honestly.
I know what I would go back and save. I think you would come back in and save, electronic stuff. Laptops. And... No?
I don't know. Not if it's a Roy 5. Well, you got to
what? Ray might not come back and save anything. Now that I think about it.
Oh, she ain't in here.
Yeah.
Or RJ ain't here. Or no other family members ain't in here. I've learned over these years my life is precious. And
that's true.
God has blessed it where we can have insurance. Hey, thank you, Jesus. I'm not coming back in here.
I would save pictures. Photo albums, photos on I love pictures, y'all. There's photos everywhere. I love framing photos. I would literally be in here grabbing photos off the wall if I could.
That's a big one because we have a lot of memories in our pictures.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next question. If you could go back to when you first started dating, what advice would you give yourself, if any?
Talk about your finances.
Be honest about them.
Talk about your finances and be honest. And handle your business on the financial side of things, where as you get more into your relationship or more into your marriage, you won't be looking at like, dang, I can't do this, I can't do that because I ain't even taking care of business. Or I'm hoping that this happens so I can take care of business. Or I hope that this comes through so I can do something financially and not just be like, man, I can't. So talk about your finances. That's real big.
Mine is related to that too. Not exactly the same, but I was thinking, we just talked about how we did all of those date nights and stuff in Chicago when we were dating. When I think about how much money we put into those date nights, and if we would have just saved even half of that money, we would have been so much further along earlier in our marriage. I feel like we're just now getting to the point where we can, these last couple years, really enjoy the fruits of our labor.
Yeah.
And we could have been doing that probably long ago if we'd have just thought more about our finances and not been so in the moment. When we first started dating, we both lived at home. We didn't have no responsibilities. We didn't have our own place until we moved in together, and when we were married at that point. So that was our first experience of having bills of our own. Mortgage, and we had car notes, but one car note and the whole rest of your check is just yours to blow. However, yeah, man, we was blowing too much money on them days.
We had at one point in time we were saving the receipts. I don't know.
Oh God,
those receipts are probably at your grandma's house.
They probably are at my grandma's house.
Yeah.
But I wish that we would have put more thought back then into just creating a nest egg for ourselves and just investing in things that we think about now. If we would have been thinking about that then, we would be so much further ahead in terms of finances. But think about that stuff now, y'all. If you're dating, think about what you got. Or if you're married, early you married.
Or if you're in your marriage, it's still, hey,
it's never too late.
Never too late.
Never too late to fix it.
Yep.
So, what's the next question? What's your idea of a healthy relationship?
You
go. Really, everything I said for the definition of love, I think is healthy to me. The trust, the commitment, intimacy, all of that. Really. Broad scale intimacy, y'all. I'm not even just talking about sex. I'm talking about just being able to be intimate with your husband or your spouse.
Yeah, no, seriously though.
Yeah, that's healthy. Anything else? Did I miss something?
Talk, man. You gotta know.
Communication.
I think one, and I'm not gonna. My goal is not to go off on a tangent with this, but I think the biggest thing with us as men is that we don't like to talk. Like we are. It's embedded in us and bred in us that you handle your business. Don't worry about it. Don't be getting nobody else in your business. Whatever issue you got, you hold on to it. Whatever problem you got, you gotta hold on to it. But you will break all the way down with all them issues and concerns and comments in your life as a man, compile and show all up at one day. You be like, what in the world? I didn't even know this was going on. But to have a spouse that you can communicate with, that you trust enough with your feelings and trust enough with your concerns and not feel judged, yeah, that's big. So talk, brother. Men, please talk to your spouse. That's it. I'm gonna stop.
Okay. 13. What is your ultimate goal as a couple? So my goal, well, I should say our goal. Our goal as a couple, in my mind, is to be wealthy. To be, I want to own businesses. I want to be able to. I want something to leave behind for my son in terms of businesses. So I would love to have that for us. I would love to grow this channel and really be able to travel on a regular basis. And would love to get paid for it too. So I'm speaking it all into existence. Endorsements, paid trips,
specific prayers.
Got to be specific, and those are the things we've been praying for. Really growing Team Reese Travels, and being able to get out and just grow this as an empire for us, for the Reese family, and have something for my son, our son, to be able to carry on when we're not here anymore. That's my goal. What you think?
I want to retire early.
That too.
Yeah. My goal is honestly to be able to retire early and have the finances coming in where it pays for everything. Where the finances pay for everything. All I gotta do is just get up in the morning and be like, thank you, Jesus, and let's keep it moving.
And do what you want to do.
And have freedom. It's nothing like being financially free. It's nothing like being free in God, but it's especially nothing like being free in God and being financially free. That's what ultimate I want to be.
Yep. Okay, getting close to the end. Actually, this is the last question. What advice would you give other couples for a healthy relationship?
Man, kind of already said it. Really, just talk, communicate. You will never know what's going on with somebody unless you talk about it or communicate it to that person. They'll never know what's happening what's happening.
What's happening?
Right. Either way, they won't know if you don't say nothing. So you gotta talk and communicate. Kiki will never know that. Kiki never knew how dark of a spot I was in my life. Because I was walking around smiling and cheesing and laughing and after everything was over and everybody was gone, I was just sitting there like you would thought the whole light on my soul was gone. That's why I was there, because I wasn't talking about it. I was just like I said, as a man, you talk to deal with it, and however it happens, it happens. But God has given you a spouse that you love and they love you, and 100% of the time should be open to listen to you and not judge you. And I knew she wouldn't be judging me. I knew she would listen, but I didn't want to talk about it. So you got to talk. Yeah.
My advice is, I agree with everything that Ray said, but I'm also going to add, don't hit below the belt. We know some things about each other. You're going to know some things about your spouse, about your mate, your partner, whatever. You're going to know some things about them. That's just the nature of relationships, right? Because we talk to one another and we learn things about each other. And it's really easy when you get into an argument to just start throwing that stuff at one another. Yeah. Don't do that. The words are hard to come back from. There's words that were said to me, not from Ray, but just different people in my life decades ago. And I remember in this moment how I felt in the moment that they were said to me. Words can be very harmful. You can use them to harm, or you can use them to love and build. And so my advice would be, choose your words in a way that they are going to love and build your partner and not tear them down. Yeah. Don't ever take some bit of information that you have that you know can hurt that person and throw it at them in the heat of an argument. It's not worth it, and some of that stuff is too hard to come back from. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So that's my advice. Let me get off my soapbox now. But that's actually it. Those are all the questions. So we made it through the whole heart to heart tag,
and she still likes me.
Collab, and I still love you.
Oh, she loves me. Oh.
I do love you. But thank you so much for watching. We hope that you learned a little bit about us. Shout out to Keeping Up with the Griffins for coming up with this challenge. It was so unique and just so so creative. Thank and just seeing, yes, thank you guys. Thanks for seeing all the other couples and just getting all this advice from different couples and hearing their stories and how they fell in love and things like that. I think it's just amazing. So again, shout out to them. If you don't know them or you haven't checked out Keeping Up with the Griffins, make sure you check out their channel. They have great family content there. We have loved getting to know them over the last couple months. So, absolutely. Thank you so much. Please, if you have not already, hit the like button for us if you liked what you saw. Hit the dislike if you didn't like it. That helps too. But subscribe if you're not subscribed. We would love to have you as part of the team. Check out some of our previous travel vlogs. We've been trying to pump stuff out for you. But until the next vlog, thank you so much. Until then, Team Reese all day.